Penguin Random House Audio presents Anti-Cancer Living. Transform Your Life and Health with the Mix of Six by Lorenzo Cohen, Ph.D., and Alison Jefferies, M.E.D. Read for you by Mark Deakins. To all cancer patients and survivors, and to those who care for them, you inspire us to live in the moment and lead purposeful lives. With love and gratitude to our parents, Paola, John, Susan, and Robert, who set us on our course, and to our children, Alessandro, Luca, and Chiara, who keep us focused on the priorities of life. Introduction. What if we could make basic, sustainable lifestyle adjustments that might push back the onset of cancer, or even prevent us from ever getting it? What if those with cancer could change the way they live to reduce their risk of recurrence and improve their chances of living long, vibrant lives? What if the missing link to cancer prevention and treatment is not the next pill or the latest scientific breakthrough, but the choices we make every day that influence our body's natural ability to maintain and restore balance and health? What if we could make changes in the way we live now, today, that would help us beat the odds, survive a diagnosis, or possibly remain cancer-free for life? I've devoted my career to trying to answer these questions. We have reached a critical moment in terms of cancer research, treatment, and prevention. It is now clear from scientific research that how we live in our bodies, in our communities, and the broader world, how we eat, sleep, work and play, manage stress, and face life's challenges, create our support networks, and make choices about our environments, has a profound effect on our health and wellness, and on cancer in particular. The work that forms the basis for this book was inspired in part by David Servan-Schreiber, author of Anticancer, A New Way of Life, and a true pioneer in the quest to demonstrate the links between lifestyle and cancer. Together, David and I designed and launched a pioneering study at MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, Texas, to better understand these deep connections and, most important, to develop research-based recommendations both for patients and for the ever-growing community of those concerned with prevention. My own work and David's had been running on parallel tracks for decades, but there was a significant difference between us. David was living with a brain tumor, diagnosed at the age of 31. David's original cancer had been treated successfully with surgery, but it had returned 5 years later, and the prognosis was not good. The average survival time for this kind of recurrence is typically 12 to 18 months, with 5 years considered to be the maximum. David had no choice but to undergo another risky surgery, followed by a year of chemotherapy and radiation. This marked the start of his journey to the work that emerged in book form as Anticancer, A New Way of Life. As the title suggests, for David, this became a new way of living, with cancer. David made a deeply felt and very personal decision to listen to his body, to learn to tune in to its signals with a different kind of attention, and to trust its guidance. He amassed all the scientific evidence available at the time and used this to help guide his lifestyle choices. He became curious to the point of obsession about how our daily actions and choices affect what he called the cancer terrain, our genetic, cellular, and regulatory systems. He became interested in how he might influence his own biology in ways that would enhance his immunity, decrease inflammation, and suppress the tendency of cancer cells to proliferate, while simultaneously improving his quality of life. He quickly discovered that with each lifestyle improvement he made, he felt better, healthier, and more present, not just in body, but also in mind and spirit. David set out to answer this question. Does how we live, the quality of our relationships, what we eat, how we care for ourselves, determine cancer's progress? He dedicated the rest of his life to understanding how our finely engineered bodies can sustain health, even in the presence of cancer. He wanted to find out if we could modify how we behave in our daily lives to prevent cancer, prolong remission, or simply improve and extend a cancer patient's life. In fact, After making some of these adjustments himself, he led a rich and productive life for another 19 years, outliving his statistical prognosis by a factor of 4. In 2009, following the publication of his book, Anticancer, David and I hatched a plan to raise money for a clinical trial to examine the effects of comprehensive lifestyle change on survival and quality of life for cancer patients. David was instrumental in helping us design the early phase of our comprehensive lifestyle study, a study of women with stage 2 and 3 breast cancer, which is now fully underway and ongoing here in Houston. Formal data will be available once the study is completed, but we are already seeing profound transformations in the lives of the study participants. They are truly the inspiration for this book. I also find inspiration in the broader community of patients, doctors, care providers, researchers, and scientists, all of whom are adding to the literature on how lifestyle heals. The publication of Anticancer Living coincides with the 10th anniversary of Anticancer's initial publication, and is in part a celebration of David's achievement and clear evidence of how far we've come. A decade later, it's undeniable that lifestyle should be as vital a component of comprehensive cancer treatment as traditional frontline medical treatments such as surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapy, and new targeted therapies. In fact, the pace at which new scientific evidence is connecting the dots between lifestyle factors and cancer progression and recovery is accelerating. It is, we are discovering, the synergy of both specialized medical treatment and lifestyle changes that offers cancer patients the best outcomes. But what the anti-cancer community has been wanting is a complete and simple plan for living the anti-cancer life. This book is intended as a roadmap toward the journey ahead, how we as individuals can work in tandem with the scientific community and doctors to support our own health even as new discoveries are being made. Mounting research suggests a clear link between lifestyle and wellness, and we will share the scientific evidence alongside the stories of cancer survivors to help bring that science to life. While each person's journey is unique, we believe the cumulative impact points to a clear path forward. Part 1 of this book outlines the cancer landscape and sets the stage for the role each of us can have in our own health, whether or not we have cancer. Each chapter in Part 2 presents the latest research, inspiring stories and testimonials, and ends with evidence-based recommendations for adopting the 6 pillars of anti-cancer living. The key takeaway is this: our daily choices in life have a direct, measurable impact on cancer and other chronic diseases. If that seems daunting or discouraging at first, we hope you will come to embrace your role in this discovery and understand it as truly empowering. Each of us can reduce our cancer risk and increase our chances of surviving a diagnosis. This book is our effort to share and spread this message, and to provide you and the ones you love with a step-by-step plan to maintain and foster your health. Cancer does not grow in isolation. It develops within an environment we help create by the things we eat day after day, by our stress levels, our physical activity, our support network, the quality of our sleep, and our exposure to environmental toxins. We have chosen to focus on what we have identified as the 6 most crucial areas and how they work together synergistically. Taken together, these lifestyle factors, which we call the mix of 6, have the capacity to impact our risk of disease and our chances of survival after a diagnosis. With Alison Jefferies, my wife, co-author, and full partner in devising a forward-looking plan for anti-cancer living, I aim to present a comprehensive plan based on scientific evidence for lifestyle changes that improve health, reduce cancer risk, and help to control disease. Alison has the remarkable energy and drive to implement in the daily life of our family many of the changes I've been studying for years. After a long career as an educator, she is uniquely adept at trying new ways to foster anti-cancer living, both in our home, in our community, and as a co-presenter of this material at talks we give across the United States. If I can make a convincing case that lifestyle choices really do have a biological impact on cancer risk.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?